in my room, time after time. All I've got left is my will to survive, but I've got the fire burning inside, and I've waited so long for this moment in time. I'm gonna change, you wait and see. I'm gonna be the best I can be. I'll be much better than everybody, 'cause this time it's all about me. You can dream when you sleep, you can sleep when you're dead. The bitch is hungry and she needs to be fed. I'm not gonna have sand kicked in my face anymore till the day that I die. Show me the way, show me a sign, show me that this time it's my turn to shine. I'm gonna be so much better than you, 'cause this time it's all about me.
About me, it's all about me. Not you, it's all about me. Fuck you, 'cause it's all about me.
Early to bed, early to rise. Could I have a salad instead of the fries? The odds are against me, but what the hell? I'm gonna start standing up for myself. I'm gonna change, you wait and see. I'm gonna be the best I can be. I'll be much better than everybody, 'cause this time it's all about me. There's something broken inside of me, something no one else can see. Something hurts and it's way down deep. I think there's something wrong with me. I've got friends that I never see. They say they don't have time for me. I try to reach out to my family, but I just get voicemail. I try to watch TV, it only saddens me. Everyone's yelling and screaming and fighting in the streets. I put some food in the microwave, forgot about it for several days. Then when I found it, I just threw it away. There's surely something wrong with me. All the kids in the neighborhood tell me I don't look so good, how I would change it all if I could, but I can't. Every day used to be such possibility. Now every road that I take leads to failure and despair. Here we go. There's something broken inside of me, but whatever will guess it's just my fucking destiny, because there's something wrong with me. Play it. I guess it's just my fucking destiny, because there's something wrong with me. Hey, girl, it looks like you told me another bullshit story again. You pulled a fast one, and I was the last one to know, and now I look like an asshole. Hey, girl, it looks like you served up another hot plate of bologna again, and I was sitting with a knife and a fork saying, can I get seconds? You said to meet you at the soda shop, and we could maybe do some hanging around. But then I waited at the soda shop, and you were nowhere to be found. Oh, 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 girl, don't you know what you're doing to me when you stand me up this way? You got me begging on my hands and knees for a second date. Oh, hey, girl, it looks like you told me another bullshit story again. You told a stinker and then let it linger, and I ate it up fucking hook, line, and sinker. Hey, girl, it looks like you cooked up another hot bowl of hogwash again, and I was sitting with my spoon in my hand saying this looks delicious. Oh, take it. Are you kidding me? So I've been talking this whole time. Jeez. I just talked for a full minute. I said all kinds of interesting stuff, and some of it a little controversial. I addressed a couple of the questions about the song you just heard, and I don't know, I just don't feel like doing it again. But the gist of it is that basically Jose Suicidio is working, finally got off of his ass and started getting in the studio and working on the new album, which is about probably 80% of the way done. And that's pretty cool. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for the positive feedback on that song. I mean, not thank you from me, but I'll pass it along to Jose Suicidio. Computer, how much money does Jose Suicidio make every year?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Yeah, it's so much money. The computer's mind exploded, or whatever the digital equivalent of that is. Butt Smasher Masher says, can't wait for the Valentine's Day album. Yeah, actually, I think Valentine's Day would be an appropriate time for that to come out. Okay. So you can hear me. Check. Help. Oh, boy.
Well, today we're going to be making an invention that I believe is my own. I don't think anybody's ever done this. Wait, what's going on here? I'm going to check in with the alerts here. What the Duck has subscribed for 43 months and says, "Hey Henry, sorry for the lost. The beef will always remain in our hearts and memories. It's my birthday tomorrow and I'll be sure to pour one out for the bestest of beefs." Hey, thanks, What the Duck. And since it is your birthday, we're going to go ahead and do a birthday song for you. I don't know if any words rhyme with duck, but we're going to figure out if there are any, and we're going to get to them. Caffey, thanks so much for subscribing. I guess the speakers on my computer died. No, that was just my own lunacy. I can't believe I've been doing this more than 3 years now, and it's still I still ruin everything. Dark Ages says, "We know it's going to be good because it's a Henry creation from top to bottom. My clicking finger is ready to put it all on fucking delicious." Wow, thanks. Thanks, Dark Ages. Thanks for the vote of confidence. And Pogo Stick just subscribed. As well as Game Master Flash says, "You can do this, King. We all believe you. See you in Chi-Town." Speaking of Chi-Town, this picture behind me comes to us from Lisi, one of our resident photographers, and it's a beautiful picture of Chi-Town from the bottom, from the ground, looking up, in case that wasn't obvious to anybody. And I can't wait to be there March 1st, March the 1. I'm going to be at Zany's Comedy Club in the Rosemont location, which is near the airport, but apparently there's still a lot of stuff to do there. And by Chicago O'Hare, I guess. Zany's. And if you want to get tickets, there's a link right there in the chat, and you can go to henryphillips.com and go to the tour section, or henrys.kitchen has tour dates as well. So there you go. Hammy X Ham says, "This is my usual waking up in the gutter view." Yeah, this is the first thing you see in the morning if you're Hammy X Hams. Pug Lady 2600 says, "Makes me a bit dizzy." Yeah, it does a little bit. It's Kate X says, "There's also a tour section in the Discord to arrange with other users." Oh, cool. Thanks, It's Kate. It's Kate says there's also if you want to go to the Discord, you can find out dates there as well. Linda Jet, and don't forget St. Louis, February 22nd. Linda Jed 8 says, "Hey Henry, I'm moving into my own place Saturday. Any advice?" Obviously, you want to make sure there's a kitchen. My first several apartments did not have a kitchen, so I was restricted to either making sandwiches, like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And this is before I was very good at cooking. I did have a hot plate at one point, but you have to be very careful. I had gotten mine at the Goodwill, and the electronics were very funky on there, and I almost burned the whole place down. Thank goodness there was a fire alarm. Cypher Vortex 1223. "Henry, when you come into the UK, I hope I get there again. 2012, I went there as the opening act for comedian and good friend Doug Stanhope, and we did 38 cities throughout the UK, and I will never forget it. It was an incredible experience. I wish I could go back, but it's very difficult it's impractical to travel when no one's asking you to, except for maybe a smattering of people here and there. Esoteric Erebos says, "Thanks for streaming today, Henry. You're helping me survive the snowstorm on the East Coast." Oh, that's right. You guys are having a little bit of weather over there. Okay, well, best of luck to that. I would say stay home. Don't go outside, whatever you do. Stay home. And that's whether there's a snowstorm or not. That's usually my advice anyway. Because once you leave the house, that's when the bad shit starts to happen. New York Carl says, "If Henry comes around Toronto or Montreal, I'll be there." Oh, I want to get there too. It's very difficult because what we've determined is that as a performing artist, like I am, performer and artist of some sorts, I don't know, I have what's called quality fans, but not quantity. So I can't show up and have 1,000 people in a place. So that makes venues not want to work with me so much. But what I can do is get about 50 people to show up from all over the world. I mean, I've had people from Switzerland, Sweden, a couple other places, Nashville. Boner of a Lonely Fart says those buildings are actually very short. Lisi is just that small. I guess that could be true, but perspectives are difficult when it comes to photography. It has a lot to do with the lenses, depth of field, and whatnot. It's Kate X says nowadays with an air fryer, that's all you need, honestly. That's right. I want to go back to the person who asked for advice about the apartment. Just get an air fryer. Man, if they had air fryers back when I was living in shitty apartments with no kitchen, I could have made dreams come true. But maybe I wouldn't have become the professional chef that I am today, or at least the professional cooking explainer. It's Kate X says nowadays with an air fryer, that's all you need, honestly. Excellent comment, It's Kate X. Boy, when I think about all the shitty food I made in apartments, if I had had an air fryer, why am I getting deja vu? Dazzle Cat says Midwest Coast too. Oh, you guys are having trouble too, huh? Well, I hope it doesn't affect my travel to the Midwest in about 3 weeks, but it probably will. Titchin Hat says Doug and Bingo are the best. You are correct, sir. They really are. And I once ate an entire horse says, hi, Henry, you are a man with an apron attached. Wow. Thank you so much. That sounds like a compliment. It's really more of a statement of fact, but it sounds cool. Hi, Henry, you are a man with an apron attached. Thanks for that. I once ate an entire horse. Unsuccessfully Coping says, we just got ice down here, unfortunately. Super cold. Yeah, that sounds like a familiar problem to me. Voodoo 2 says, happy to see you, Henry, during this cold winter storm. Boy, everybody's having it out. Maybe we should switch the background to something that's a little bit more appropriate. Melanie gives us this one from Baltimore. Yeah, this one definitely speaks a little bit more weather turmoil. Linda Jed 8 says, I will be in Chicago. Fantastic. Come to Chicago. It's going to be a lot of fun. An anonymous gifter gifted one tier 1 sub. Thank you, anonymous gifter. That's very generous of you. And it's good to see you on here. And thanks, Alexander Dean, for subscribing. And Fat Honger. Always good to see Fat Honger. Thanks, Game Master Flash. Oh, and I want to say a shout out to Nancy Droodles and Game Master Flash, and to Lisi and Dark Ages, and any other users that were involved. But the gift that I'm told Nancy Droodles and Game Master Flash contributed to me for my birthday was Gino's East. It's a Chicago-style pizza joint in the San Fernando Valley here in Los Angeles, or in Southern California, Los Angeles County, whatever. It was absolutely amazing. That pizza was so good. I have had the pizza in Chicago, and that's great too. And apparently this is a place that's in Chicago as well. But it's the best Chicago-style pizza that I've found here. It really, really did the trick. And it was also a fun place. There were a bunch of authentic mustachioed Chicagoans hanging out at the bar watching TV. And they were all very friendly. You can approach them and talk to them. That's what's great about Chicagoans, not just when you see them in their native habitat, but also when they explore out west. You can carry on a very similar conversation with them, and they will be friendly unless they feel threatened, in which case they might go into what's called a fight or flight mode and attack. But I would never threaten a Chicagoan. Linda Jed 8 says, I will be in Chicago. Oh, yeah, awesome. Dazzlecat says, we all have to go out and knock on doors. Do you have a moment to learn about Henry Phillips? Yeah, let's do it Jehovah's Witness style. That would be awesome. Let's go ahead and do a grassroots campaign. Dark Ages says, yeah, that was Flash and Nancy's thing. I am very happy you were able to punish your body with some Chicago-style thick cheese and sauce in California, though. Oh, yeah. I paid the price. I had that amazingly decadent, awesome Chicago-style pizza, but then I paid the price by having nightmares and just tossing and turning, getting up to the bathroom and having some old school Chicago-style bowel movements. The Gym Dodger says, me and my partner co-sleep with my kids sometimes, and last week he asked me to face him so I don't fart on him in the night. Okay, let me just see if I can wrap my head around this. So me and my partner co-sleep with my kids. Okay, last week he asked me to face him so I don't fart on him in the night. Okay, that is a dangerous thing every now and then that happens. I know you didn't ask me, but I felt like sharing. Absolutely. Feel free to share anything here, even if it's not relevant to cooking. We talk about all sorts of things. And I'll be the first to say that I have a gas situation as I've gotten into my older age. I'm not ashamed to talk about it. I'm not ashamed to do it. And if somebody else is ashamed to hear me talk about it or do it, that's more their problem than it is mine. Beanie Bo Beanie says, honestly, it might make the toddler move into their own bed. It could. Actix13 says, thoughts on beans on toast. It doesn't sound delicious, but that's never stopped me before. Trashmaster124 says, gas is a sign of good cooking. Yeah. So I don't know what my explanation is. Mimsy Coon says, my mother says I burp like a sailor. Okay. I don't know a lot of sailors, but speaking of which, this is a photo that was generated by AI by a friend of mine named Alex, which I do have to say is quite interesting to look at. It's an image of me. Looks like it's slightly altered, and it looks like it could be an album cover for the Whore of Sausalito. Maybe a single, like an EP or whatever. Regular Benji, I enjoy the things you say and your choice of words. Thank you. Thanks very much. Linda Jed 8, Henry, did you get a haircut? No, this is... Oh, I did get a haircut. Yeah, it used to look like this. Pancake King says it's staring at the sun. Oh, I guess it probably is, huh? Vildux says, wow, AI is getting so good I cannot tell the difference. Yeah, it's going to be the end of all of us, but it's a little fun in the meantime to see stuff like this. Thanks, Alex, for sending that. And Unsuccessfully Coping gives us a picture of presumably their cat. Lovely. I love cats. I love creatures, great and small. And of course, we are still mourning the passing of roast beef. Boy, if you ever want to see a life well lived, look at the comments under the latest YouTube video that I put up with the best of roast beef. And I don't know how roast beef did it, but somehow he lived a life where no one had anything bad to say about him whatsoever. And I don't know if that's possible as a human. But we can all strive for it. Thank you, Unsuccessfully Coping, for this awesome picture. And does this cat have a name? We could give a shout out. Dendra Leon says, I'm late. Please start over. Thanks. If you are late, don't worry. You can. Oh, his name is Archer. Well, thanks for sending a picture of Archer. He looks pretty much like most cats do. Intrigued, but just a little bit condescending and maybe a little bit concerned or consternation. What else do we got? I was answering a question here earlier. Joffy says, what if we were the AI all along? If we were, then I guess AI is probably in the right, but I don't know if there's any way to prove that. Oh yeah, I was going to say to Dendra Leon, you can watch the DVD if you're showing up late. All right, we've got to get some work done here. I'm going to leave you with this picture Stephanie that Stephanie gave us while I get the guitar. There was no caption. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's find a nice background here. I'm going to find, do we have a birthday background? Because we got to do a background for What the Duck. And the birthday song. Here, It's Kate X gives us this amazing picture of, looks like a vinyl record. These are great. I love these pictures that It's Kate X has sent a couple of times of vinyl art. I think I've abused this guitar with so much traveling. It's starting to sound a little out of tune, but you know, it's getting years on it. I got this sucker in 2014. It's a beautiful guitar. It was picked out for me by the employee at McCabe's guitar store in Santa Monica named Matt Bradford, and I follow Matt Bradford on Instagram, and he's an incredible guitar player, so check that out if you ever get a chance. But he helped me pick out this beautiful Guild guitar. Roach Swallower says, what's your guitar's name? This guitar is called Anderson Cooper. I'm just kidding. That's the first name that came to my mind. But I don't know. What should we call this guitar? It doesn't have a name. 6Ween5 says Anderson Cooper. I don't think at least that one probably wouldn't be taken for a guitar. Mimsy Coon says maybe he can help with the cake. Sure. WTF says, Henry, any recommendations for a starter guitar? I want to buy one and learn how to play. Well, this is one example. This is called a 3/4 guitar, a parlor guitar. It's very similar to the Gretsch guitar that was gifted to me by the users that I play. Get something that's small so that your fingers can move around and you can start getting the feel to it. If you're going the acoustic route, and I probably would start with an acoustic. And so that's the biggest thing. And make sure it doesn't, and also make it pretty. It's something that you want to pull out and look at. This is your axe. If you have a third finger here, I don't want to assume. I went to Sault Ste. Marie, Canada, and many people were missing fingers, and they were happy to show me that. I think it's sort of a badge of honor there, and I respect it. They do really hard work working on machines and whatnot. But if you do have this finger, you can put it on the 3rd fret of the 1st string on the guitar. If you don't have a 3rd finger, you can put any of your fingers on there, but generally you have the 1st finger for the 1st fret, 2nd finger for the 2nd fret, etc. And just strum the bottom 4 strings, just like this. And you've already got yourself a chord. That shouldn't be too hard. So when you're going to buy guitars, do that and see how it feels to you and see how it sounds. And if it sounds good, buy the guitar. But don't spend too much money, because your fingers are gonna change. You're gonna have to get another guitar as you get more advanced. Fitchin' Hat says no fingers at all is E minor 7. It is, except for the A. So it's actually an E minor 7 with an added, what would that be? An added, would that be the 13th or 11th? Yeah, that would be an added 11th. Anyway, let's go ahead and do a song for What the Duck. What the Duck says, hey Henry, sorry for the loss. The beef will always remain in our hearts and memories. It's my birthday tomorrow, and I'll be sure to pour one out for the bestest of beefs. Here you go. Oh, we got to do the reverb. It's It's nobody's birthday. No need for candles on the cake. It's nobody's birthday. It was just some big mistake. It's nobody's birthday. Don't expect anyone to give a fuck. 'Cause it's nobody's birthday. But what the duck? There you have it. Happy birthday to What the Duck. BB Bobini says happy birthday and happy birthday, Henry. Hey, thanks, Beanie Bobini. It's not my birthday, but nonetheless, I'll accept it and use that for when it is my birthday. Speaking of BB Bobini, our intern requested a song that I have about probably the greatest city in the U.S., one of my favorite cities. It's called I'm in Minneapolis, and I always fuck up the lyrics, but I'm going to do this. One of the great things about being a traveling musician like I was for many years is that you get to learn about all the cities and go to them, and Minneapolis is just truly one of the best people, culture, I would say amazing food if you're not too worried about calories, great people, and I don't want to get too into it, but they are having the fight of their lives right now. All of my friends that are out there, and I support my friends out there that are just like we did here earlier this year. I hope all this crap goes away, and keep fighting, keep resisting. Beanie Bobini, I'm going to go ahead and do this song. Wow, we just got Tuna 1776 has just given us a gift of 10 subs. Amazing. Thanks, Tuna 1776. And I like the 1776 in the name right there. Road Swallower says major fart. Yeah, that's definitely that's the sound effect that we get there. So I don't think that came from me physically or physiologically. But anyway, we're going to do this little song that I wrote with my friend Joe Kelly Jr. many years ago. Not only about Minneapolis, but about all of these cities that I traveled to. Lacey T just gifted 5 Tier 1 subs. Amazing. Thank you, Lacey T. Okay, here, without further ado, to our intern, Beanie Bobini. I'm in Minneapolis, you're in Hollywood. And I heard for you, things are going pretty good. Thanks, Game Master Flash. You're screening your calls. I'm freezing my balls off, cause I'm in Minneapolis and you're in Hollywood. I'm in Amarillo, Texas. You're in La La Land. And I just did a show and got heckled by the Ku Klux Klan. You're having sex on the beach. I'm opening for Screech, cause I'm in Amarillo, Texas, and you're in Hollywood. I'm in Opelousas, Louisiana. You're back in LA. And I heard you were making $3,000 a day. You're signing some girl's boob. I'm reaching for some lube because I'm in fucking Opelousas, Louisiana. You're in Hollywood. I don't know why I write some of these lyrics to make them so difficult to sing. The Jim Dodger says, I'm opening for Screech. Is such a great fucking line. Yeah, that was a thing we had to do for many years. Comics had to open for Screech. All right, key change. Let's see if I can do this. I'm in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. You're back in LA. Wait, no, that's it. You're in Tinseltown. And I heard you were, and I just saw your TV, and I just saw your name on TV while I was flipping around. You're at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I'm next door to an Al-Qaeda cell. There's blood coming out of the water spout. Toilet paper just ran out, so excuse me if I sound just a little off kilter. I've been wiping my ass with a fucking coffee filter, cause I'm in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. You're in Hollywood. Too many words. I'm in a bowling alley somewhere near Oskaloosa, Iowa. You're on the walk of fame, and the people here seem to think my songs are lame. I just did a show and they hated my guts. Some chick with a mullet just kicked me in the nuts. Same damn song for the 2000th time. You are the blossom and I am the vine. I'm gonna go to the hotel and drown my sorrow. Does anybody have a bathtub and a toaster I can borrow? Cause I'm in freaking wherever I said I was. You're in Hollywood. Thanks, Beanie Bo Beanie, for requesting that song that references one of the best cities of all time. Best American cities. I haven't traveled enough to know about all the cities out there, but I can say it's absolutely incredible. And let's hope that the turmoil that's happening there ends very soon. Saguaro U says, you should really do a show in Truth or Consequences. And you know what? I was, at the time, I was looking for I thought it would be funny to pick something that was long and it was hard to say. I will confess, I've never been to Truth or Consequences. I've been to Santa Fe, Taos, Albuquerque, Las Cruces, but I've never been to Truth or Consequences. And that, you know, art is a living, breathing process. I wonder if I should change that to one that I have been to make it more authentic. Thanks again to Game Master Flash for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs. Lacey T, incredible. And Tuna 1776. Thank you very much for gifting that 10 Tier 1 subs. Dirt TV, Henry, is that a Drive soundtrack vinyl? I have an LP that looks exactly like your background. That would be a question for It's Kate, who submitted this artwork. It's really awesome. It's Kate, do we know if that's a Drive soundtrack? Is this the movie Drive? Oh, nope, it's a German band called Future Palace. Okay. Oh, Saguaro, ooh, yeah, I would like to check that out. Okay, all right, well, let's go ahead and do another song here. Let's change it up here. We have a request from Nella, one of our resident users who does a whole lot on social media to help Henry's Kitchen, and it's always appreciated. And I believe Nella's going to be there in Chicago as well. I want to let everybody know, if in case it matters to anybody, the age for the show in Chicago has been moved from 21 to 18. We were having a hard time getting people to buy tickets, and we thought, well, maybe one of the problems is there's just tons of 18-year-old people that want to go, and they can't. So we're going to see if this works. If we still don't sell any tickets, we're going to lower it down to like 10 or whatever, or maybe even 0, and maybe we can get that number higher. Linda Jed 8 says, I cannot wait for March 1st. Me neither. It's going to be fun. I have a situation happening with my fingernails. Sorry. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this song that Nella requested called Double Vision by Foreigner. Remember the band Foreigner? I'm going to get some, going to get a guitar pick for this one. So what do you say about this song? Well, double vision is something that happens when you get inebriated from alcohol. It's usually, to me, it means that's time to go home. And but for this guy in Foreigner, it means that's when the party's getting started. He's actually can't wait till he skips to that point, the double vision. They have a follow-up song called The Spins, which is just about him lying there in bed and the ceiling is spinning around. And then they have even a third song. It's a whole concept album. And it's called All Day Sunday Barfing. They really get to the fun part of the alcoholic experience. And this song is no exception. It's Double Vision by Foreigner. But I'm going to do it sort of in the Jose Suicidio range. No one can sing as awesome as Lou Gramm, except maybe Steve Perry or a couple of those guys. But this is, he's a great singer, so I'm not even going to try to do his notes.
feeling countdown and dirty. I'm feeling kinda mean. I've been from one to another extreme. It's time I had a good time. Ain't got time to wait. I wanna stick around till I can't see straight. That's the best part of being drunk. Fill my eyes with that double vision. I think I went to the harmony part. No disguise for that double vision. Ooh, when it gets through to me, it's always new to me. My double vision gets the best of me. I never do more than I really need. My mind is racing, but my body's in the lead. Tonight's the night, I'm gonna push it to the limit. These are famous last words. I'll live all my years in one single minute. And if you look at a lot of these guys, they really did that. Fill my eyes with that double vision. No disguise for that double vision. Ooh, when it gets through to me, it's always new to me. The double vision's got the best of me. His double vision has the best of him, but he still wants it. All right, then there's a little guitar solo. When it gets through to me, that double vision's got the best of me. Outro. Ooh, that double vision. Ooh, that double vision. It takes me out of my head. Taking me out of my head. I get double vision. Oh God, I'm seeing double. Make it stop, please. Oh God, this double vision. What am I doing with my life? I didn't even get a chance to talk to anybody at the party, especially the girl I wanted to talk to, because I had that fucking double vision and had to go to bed, get the spins, and spend the whole next day barfing. I hate myself. I will say I improv'd a couple of the lyrics at the end, but I assume that's where he was going with it. Great song by Foreigner. And if you haven't heard any songs by Foreigner, I would check out some other ones. Thanks, Liberdaria. Okay. 6Ween5 says he liked the improv, or they like the improv. Cool. Game Master Flash says, I don't even have to drink to hate myself. You don't, but it helps sometimes, or it helps exacerbate the situation. I'm in the same boat, Game Master Flash. Old Pine app, relatable. Yes, indeed. And by the way, I'm no stranger to the double vision. I don't think I like it as much to write a whole song about how awesome it is. Okay. Jaffe, it makes it more fun at least. Yeah, that's true. Okay, Beanie Bobini says, in Henry's drunk history, he falls into a bush. Yeah. You can see most of it on YouTube. I think it cuts out maybe before that moment, but I literally, and I was on my drunk history episode, I was talking about Francis Scott Key because it was an episode about Baltimore, which is where the director Derek Waters is from. And I really wanted to go out like a champ. I got double vision, triple vision. I couldn't even move for about 24 hours after that. I had several shots of
Jameson whiskey and a lot of beers as well. And at one point I was talking and I fell backwards into a flower bed. But they cut out my favorite line. I thought even in my drunken stupor I was pretty quick, and I got up and said, "I'm okay to drive." But the lawyers at Comedy Central thought that that was probably not good, and they were probably right, but I still thought it was a funny line, and I kind of wish they left it in there. But Old Pine App says, "Oh my gosh, I'm definitely watching that today." Yeah, it's on YouTube. Henry Phillips Drunk History. It's very funny, I think. Not just me, but the whole gang. James Adomian, Jeff Ross, I think both were in that episode. Okay, all right, well, I think that does it for the musical portion. It's time to cook. So, what I'm gonna do now is just scroll through a couple of these pictures here. Lizzie sends us a picture of her late hamster Jamal. Lizzie, I hope you're coping there. Let me fix, there's a little bit of a... I hope you're coping with the loss of Jamal. I'll bet Jamal was really cool. He looks really cool, and I'm very sorry that that happened. Somebody on my YouTube comments under the roast beef video that's out now, which people are really pouring out some wonderful comments about roast beef. A life well lived. But one person said, "The pain of loss is the price we pay for being able to spend so many precious, wonderful moments with these little creatures. And in the end, it's worth it." I can't remember what the username of the person was that says that, but it was really, really cool. And I paraphrased it a little bit, but that was basically the idea. And I think when you look at it that way, it's pretty cool. So, R.I.P. Jamal, and thanks Lizzie for sharing a picture of Jamal. And Maui Girl, as usual, sends an amazing photo. This Maui Girl literally wakes up and sees this kind of shit. This beautiful, I mean, this is the most incredible sunset, or is this sunrise? Well, I guess if this is Hawaii, well, you can't tell, right? Because you can see both. Cypher Vortex, all caps, turn the reverb off. Wow, is it that? Yeah, I don't want to trigger anybody with this reverb. I know some people have sensitivities, so let me go ahead and take care of that before anything else. Check 1, 2, test. Okay, is that better? Maui Girl says that was a sunrise. Okay, so that means that you are looking toward the east. That's very cool. Maui Girl says, "I was filming the surfers before your Wednesday stream." You mean before my big Wednesday stream? Let's see if anybody gets that reference, or if I'm just the oldest person here. Empty astronaut. It is great, Hen. That's slang for Henry. Thank you, Empty astronaut. I appreciate that. Thanks, Cypher Vortex, for pointing out what was an egregious error on my part. And Old Pine App says beautiful. Yes, this is a beautiful picture. Thank you very much to Maui Girl for sharing that one. And Parasitosis, our very own Parasitosis, sends us a picture of some ominous clouds happening here in the distance. Clouds have a way of sort of telling you that a storm is coming. Old Pine App says, "My son's name is Henry, FYI." I'm glad to hear that. I thought it was a good name. When I was a kid, nobody else had the name Henry, and it made me feel self-conscious. But now that I'm an adult, I notice that a lot of young people are... If your name is Henry, you're not alone. There's others, and I think that's a good thing. Desolate Reality says, "Henry, I love your anecdotes. Do you think one day we can have a stream that's just Henry's anecdotes?" Sure. I'll have to write them all down and just say them all. Okay, Trashmaster124 says, was Big Wednesday the one with Gary Busey? Yeah, absolutely. I was making a surfer movie reference with that one. It was Gary Busey, Jan Michael Vincent, and I think, was his name Michael Katz? It was the guy from Greatest American Hero, I think. Unless I'm mixing up a bunch of movies. Computer Fart for Me says, my name isn't Henry. Okay.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I think computer has just sort of checked out. Quiet quitting, I think they call it. Okay, let's go ahead and I think that's it for the pictures. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, that's going to do it for the pictures now. So let's go ahead and go into the kitchen, shall we? Vilduck says, have you ever seen the movie Henry? Henry. It is a good movie, a feel-good movie. Perfect to share with all the family. I've never seen that. There is Regarding Henry with Han Solo playing a mentally challenged person, I believe, named Henry. There's a movie called Disregarding Henry, which is about my career. And there's Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, which I haven't seen also. Okay. Hammy Xham says, wondering, is that a recommendation or is it a trap? There's really no way to know. Oh, It's Kate X says that YouTube comment was from someone named BJMI Orc. So almost BJMIOK, but it's Ami Orc, O-R-K. Yeah, at BJMI Orc put it, I mean, everybody, the comments were all very wonderful. Thanks, It's Kate, for digging up that info. But user at BJMI Orc on YouTube said it very succinctly, and I think puts a perspective on it that makes you feel like it's not the horrible situation that it was. It was just sort of a fair trade-off that we make. It's Kate X says, I lost my orange... Oh, this is the quote here. I lost my orange fat cat in 2021 pancreatitis. Time will help with the pain of the loss. I'm glad that you put together a tribute of some funny, silly memories of roast beef. It's always a great thing to purposely remember the good times that you shared with a loved one, including pets, when they have passed on. Thank you for sharing roast beef with your viewers. I hope he was one spoiled cat who brought you many happy and comfy moments. That's a beautiful comment, It's Kate. That's actually not the one that talks about the trade-off, though. But there are many comments there. So, but that's a really nice one too. There were so many. Just if you ever want to figure out what happens when a bunch of people come together and celebrate a life well lived, read the comments on the roast beef tribute there. And it gets me a lot of views on YouTube, which doesn't hurt. No, I'm kidding. But it does, though. 6Ween5 says, I did not know about roast beef. Oh, yeah, sorry to break it to you. Roast beef has moved on. Okay, Angry Penguin 922 says, Henry, when are you writing a novel of anecdotes? I don't know. I guess nowadays I could just tell AI to scroll through all my YouTube videos and find the anecdotes and then just make a book. But that seems like the lazy way to do it. Okay, everybody. Well, we got to get to work here. I'm going to fix this. I need to get together with Quanto and figure out how we can fix this. It's just... There it is. Okay. Old Pineapple says, I have 3 cats. Roast beef was better than all of them. Well, I think they're all great in their own way, but that's very nice of you to say. Franz Schubert says, maybe you can get Twitter famous with these stories. I was Twitter famous for a second, and then the whole thing just kind of got weird. Capacious T says it's like Forrest Gump aphorisms. Yeah, a little bit like Forrest Gump. All right. Okay, it's time for us to go over what we're making here today. If you want to see a picture of what it looks like, that's our intern. Sorry, that's Beanie Bo Beanie holding something. Let's see where it is here. Okay, we're having difficulty. Come on. Bill Larkin. I didn't mean to bring up Bill Larkin right now, but Bill Larkin, everything's going crazy. Bill Larkin is doing a show. Can we shout out Bill Larkin's show? I'm going to be in Chicago March 1st, but Bill Larkin is doing a show a couple of days earlier. Highly recommend Bill Larkin's show. He's an incredible improvisational comedian, musician, incredible. So I think Game Master Flash mentioned that there was a show of Bill's coming up. Yeah, It's Kate is on it. So check the chat, and we're gonna post Bill Larkin's info. Oh, Beanie Bo Beanie says it's the 28th. And do we know where Bill is performing? Is there BillLarkin.com? We can check it out. Computer Fart for me says, is it Henry's birthday again? Happy birthday, Henry. Thank you, but it's not. Butt Smasher Masher
I'm
says...
not quite sure how to help you with that.
Says, up your butt. Okay, we're getting off a little bit here. All right. Well, check out Bill Larkin. We're going to find out when he's performing and plug his show in the Discord as a good friend of the show's. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what we're making here today. Apparently I don't have a picture of it, but I don't have a picture of it because it's never been done before. I'm making something today that's literally never been done. So here we go. Without further ado, we're going to make French fries, but here's the thing. They're not made out of potatoes. They're made out of croutons. So I'm going to be making a recipe for croutons, but I'm going to cut them into fry form. And we're going to see if we can dip them in some ketchup or maybe some ranch dressing. Okay, Vados says, where did the inspiration for this come from, Henry? You know, it was late at night, and I was looking for a recipe that we could put together with ingredients that I already had because I didn't want to have to go out and go shopping. So this is something you can do with regular ingredients that you've got lying around the house, like bread. We also have Esoteric Erebos calls these croutons. That's a great name for them. Maybe we should change it to croutons. Saguaro Ooh says, it's never been done, that no matter how it comes out, it'll be the best ever. You're absolutely right. That's a great way to look at it. You know what? Saguaro Ooh just said something very meaningful, and I want to repeat it. It's not just about croutons, but if you try something that's never been done before, then by definition, you are doing it the best that anyone's ever done it before. The next person might be better than you, but that's, think about that. That's at least the advantage of trying something. Regular Benji brings up a good point and says, also the worst. Yeah, technically you're also the worst than everybody's ever done it as well. So you probably need more data in your sample base there. Okay, so I guess that was sort of a wash. Here we go. We're going to start by cutting these into fry form. I like my fries long and skinny. So we're going to cut it like this. That one got fucked up. All right. Probably not the best knife for this. Even starting to wonder if maybe this is a bad idea. Okay, so at the moment I'm hungry, so I'm going to go ahead and eat this piece of bread. And we're going to move on to this side. This is a sourdough bread that I'm using. It's pretty good. Angry Penguin 922 says, are these breadsticks? You know, maybe. I'm calling them crouton fries or croutons, but I might be just reinventing breadsticks. Man, I'm starving. Okay. I'm going to gimmesomeoven.com to get this recipe for croutons, not for croutons. In a large bowl, evenly drizzle the olive oil over the bread chunks. Then evenly sprinkle the Italian seasoning. I like this because there's no amounts. There's no teaspoon, tablespoon, any of that. You're just doing it according to how you want it to be done. So let's go ahead and put the bread chunks into our work bowl here. Try to keep them intact. I'm going to check in with our alerts here and see what's going on. Shirley's Newt gifted a tier 1 sub. Thank you, Shirley's Newt. Thank you very much. Boy, that sounds really familiar to me. Shirley's Newt. Game Master Flash, thanks again for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Oh, and we're still trying to figure out where Bill Larkin is performing on the 28th. We're going to track that down. Nancy Drudel knows, apparently. Beanie Bo Beanie. Wow, this is great to see a community working together. Bill is probably a little like me, where if you want to be a fan, it's a lot of work. It means you have to go in and do a lot of research. I'm not very good with posting all this kind of stuff, but we're going to get to the bottom of it, and you have to see the great Bill Larkin. Okay, so let's go back to work here while we're working on that. And we're going to put the rest of our bread. See, some of this bread, you know what? If your bread is falling apart, leave those out. Those didn't make the cut. Those are like the runt, you know? And you can go ahead and eat those. No date on Bill's Discord. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start with 1 capful, and this is Acevedo oil. It's not olive oil, but Acevedo oil apparently is a little bit more friendly on the gut. It's less likely to give you gastrointestinal itis, which is, I guess the slang term would be diarrhea. Okay. Esoteric Erebos says, smackin' croutons. Sergeant White Pepper says, can I substitute with car oil? No, you can't use any type of oil. It's got to be a food oil, although I don't really know what the difference is, compositionally speaking. All right. We have an Italian herb blend, which we're going to add on to this. Just use a, pretty generous amount. No need not to be generous when you're in the kitchen. And a little bit of garlic powder. I don't want to be too generous with the garlic powder because that's going to be tough. And then we finally have, thank you, Game Master Flash, for these beautiful salt and pepper shakers. This is about one of the most adorable things that I can think of. It's salt and pepper shakers. I hope Salt and Pepper get a check for this type of merch, but if you want to tell which one's which, you look for the color of pepper and salt, and then you... Did I already put them on? I don't think so. There's our salt, and there's our pepper. Okay. Now, Vados says, push it real good, Henry. Okay. Already, immediately, I can tell that I don't have enough Acevedo oil, and that's bumming me out, so we're going to add a little bit more. And then we want to continue to submerge it all around the oil, like so. I'm going to eat more of this. Angry Penguin 922 says the breadsticks are coming along nicely. These aren't breadsticks, these are called croutons. They're croutons that are in the shape of French fries made out of bread. So they are kind of breadsticks, but I don't want to call them that because this is my own original recipe. All right. Next we're going to, let me dry my hands here. Got a lot of oil. We're going to start laying the best of our breadsticks down onto, not breadsticks, come on. These are croutons. Trashmaster124, what kind of bread should I use? That's a great question. Don't use what I used because it's sort of coming apart. I used sourdough. You might want to have something a little more sturdy, like maybe a wheat or like a pumpernickel. But mine are really coming apart. But I still don't think that means they're going to be bad. These that are here look a little more like croutons. Oh, these are coming out good, I can already tell. All right. Now let's go ahead and turn this on. Hold on, everybody. I got to rinse my hands here. Getting oil all over frickin' everything. Capacious T says, I want you to say more WH words. Words. Sergeant White Pepper. I mean, I don't know. Some people don't pronounce it that way, but the H is clearly there. I don't know why we would not pronounce the H. Vado says, Henry, I scanned the QR code on your air fryer. It's asking for date of birth and social security number. Is that normal? Yeah, I suppose. All right, let's plug this guy in. And we want to put this on, I think it's 400 degrees. Shit, hold on a second. Stop. Okay, if I want to put it on off, now I have to wait 20 minutes for it to stop. This thing is kind of unforgiving. And then I've got that weird noise. Okay, stuff's going wrong here for a second. I literally have to wait for this thing to be off. Okay, so what we want is 400 degrees. And I think maybe 20 minutes would do. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll check on them halfway through. I don't want to fuck this up. And maybe we can, in the meantime, look for a dipping sauce. The Balderdash lad says, I always watch these to learn survival techniques. Yeah. Tater Top says, hi Henry, thank you for sharing your shepherd's pie recipe. I cooked it for my family last week and it left them completely speechless. They still haven't spoken to me since. Yeah. That was one of my early recipes as a cooking explainer, and I think I used turkey, or I'm not really sure. I haven't watched that one in a while. Snisku says I accidentally put it in 400 degrees Kelvin. I don't think it makes a difference depending on where you are. If you're in Canada, then Kelvin is fine. Angry Penguin 922 says, Henry, I think the painting is upside down. Oh, I think that's a toaster. I'm not sure. All right. Hey, maybe this would be a great time to play a little game. We haven't played this game in a long time. But you guys might remember I played it once and then I was like, why haven't I played this one again? It's really fun. Let me just open up the Steam here. Pug Lady 2600 says omerice. That was one of the things we made. It's Kate X says falafel. We're just Sag Palak. There's a lot of recipes being mentioned here. Alright, we're starting lemony asparagus soup. Capacious Tea, are you primarily a vegetarian? I'll answer that. I am not. I eat all kinds of meat. If I'm not sure how a recipe will go, I don't think it's fair to use expensive and high quality and frankly precious meat. So I'll use one of those ground round veggie things just sort of as an option. But we made a wonderful beef Wellington here when we had Chef Reactions, and that came out really good. The Jim Dodger says, but you are the authority on vegan dishes. I am, yeah. That I will say, I am very, very knowledgeable when it comes to vegan dishes, but not by my own volition. Okay, so let's go ahead and find this game. It's called Trombone Champ. So I'm going to turn on the desktop audio. I always have all kinds of shit that I have to do. And we'll get there. I don't know why I always hear that stupid noise. Okay, here we go. We're gonna play this game called Trombone Champ while we're waiting for our croutons. We must have played this before. I had 299 toots. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this and we're gonna start from scratch. Are you sure you want to delete this save? This cannot be undone, for real. Think about what you're doing. They try to make it so that you're scared, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't give a shit. I've got way bigger problems than worrying about whether I'm deleting a precious game of Trombone Champ. So I'm going to say yes, I'm sure. Oh, that noise is driving me absolutely batshit. Okay, here we go. It's got a story, Teaser Tuesday says. Let's see if we get the story. Oh, that noise. I'm gonna take that fucking thing out, man. I hate it so much.
And so it comes to pass. Ages after the twin vessels were forged, a new soul appears. Brave soul, one day you will stand before two baboons. One day you will rend the very fabric that binds this land.
Rend
But
means
until that day comes,
tear,
you
or the
must
opposite.
toot. Toot your trombone, brave soul, and you may yet become the trombone champ.
Wow, that's a beautiful trombone. Wow, this is going to be epic. Many secrets await. We're just going to play the main game. I'll be the maestro guy. I want to make sure everything's going okay with the audio. Is it a little loud? Okay, we're going to move the mouse forward and back. Use the mouse button. I'll be using the keyboard. I think you can use any key. So we're doing okay. Okay, thanks, Empty Astronaut, for the affirmation. Don't miss the breath meter. Remember, it's going to take breath. Okay, here we go. Angry Penguin says your tromboner is horn, Henry. Yeah, I think that's the plot. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play some trombone here. Hey, that was pretty damn good. Found a game that I'm going to be able to score a lot of points on. Hell yeah. F? What? How did I get an F? I was killing it. How is that possible? What did I do wrong? Oh, we're going to go right to a song here. I gotta warm up again. No. All right, I'm gonna focus. Everybody shut up. I missed the last one. Are you kidding me? What am I doing wrong, you guys? I'm gonna do track select. Okay. I think I can just select the track. Oh, hold on, my croutons. We gotta flip our croutons. Oh my god, these might be done, you guys. Woo! These are done. Oh, those are done. So we're just gonna leave those out and we're gonna play our game while they cool down. Don't worry guys, I'm in control here. Okay, let's play. I want to play something. Let's do the can. No. I'm inclined to not music. Do a little Mozart here. Everybody shut up. Perfect? Did it say perfect? Holy shit, that killed it. I gotta see. Alright, we're gonna do one more and then we're gonna try these croutons. Thanks, unsuccessfully coping. Thanks, Dendroleon. Yeah, that was pretty impressive. Okay, let's find another track here. Oh boy, some great classical pieces in here. Oh, this one might be good. This is from, is this Strauss? Oh, there was a trivia question there. Hey, Game Master Flash, we're trying to get the venue for Bill Larkin's show. Oh, wait. Get ready for it. Here it comes. I'm scared. Perfecto. All right, that was a short one. We're gonna do one more. I got an A. All right, let's go into something difficult here. Oh, that's a beautiful one. William Tell Overture. There are more trombones on Earth than humans. I did not know that. I can't read the chats right now. I'm really hungry. My fingers starting to freeze up. Okay, how did I do? Looks like I got a C. I'm happy with a C. Okay, everybody. That was a very fun game. We'll play more of it. I'll get better. But right now, we've got some work to do, and that means eating our crouton situation. So, here we go. Sorry, I have to turn this off. Oh yeah. Okay, so what are we going to serve this with? It's difficult because they are not French fries, although they're going to look just like French fries. These are called... Oh, now I gotta plug in this thing that I unplugged earlier in a fit of anger. These are croutons, so they're bread. What do you normally match up with bread? Well, some ranch dressing. I've got some mayo. I really wish I had some blue cheese situation. You know what? I've got some horseradish. Maybe we'll use some of that. But you can use anything. You can use a little Bangladesh if you want to make it Mediterranean. Andre Penguin says, me trying to find something to eat at 3 a.m. Yeah, pretty much. Just put blue dye on normal cheese. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's, these are hopefully fairly cooled down now. Let's get our croutons out. If you're just joining us, these are French fries, but made out of croutons. It's my own invention. Somebody said I'm basically just making breadsticks, but I don't believe in that kind of talk. We're going to see how these go with a little bit of creme de fraiche, or whatever this is called. I think it's called horseradish, actually. I don't know if this is the right sauce for it, but we're going to find out. Oh wow, this is hardcore stuff. Dark Ages wants to know the expiration date on this. With horseradish, it's impossible to tell whether it's good or bad because it tastes bad when it's good. Oh, I'm going to interrupt before we say a rating on this. Game Master Flash says Bill is going to be at the Red Head Piano Bar on the 28th of February, according to what he said on stream. It is February, right? We want to make sure of that. Not sure what time, but it's usually late. He's hoping to make it to your show on Sunday. Okay, maybe we'll see Bill on Sunday. Game Master Flash, thank you so much. The Red Head Piano Bar on the 28th Bill Larkin is just an incredible performer, and I think it'd be great to go see him that night. Okay, Angry Penguin wants to know how the breadsticks were. Again, these are not breadsticks. These are croutons. They're croutons in the form of French fries, but made out of bread. So yeah, they're breadsticks, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this thing. It looks a lot like a French fry and a crouton. It's a fruiton. A breadstick, I think, is circular, and these are julienne. Okay. I'm going to tell you this right away. The fruiton is a success. Whether this is the best pairing in terms of sauce, I'm going to take a couple more bites and then I'm going to go back to that fridge and see if there's something better. Also, there is one little problem, and that's that these things break apart real easy. But that being said, here we go. Linda Jed 8 says, I need a crouton situationship in my life. Yeah, you guys might need to make these. If you don't have an air fryer, just make them in your oven. Yeah. This is wrong. This is wrong, but I don't want to taint my opinion of these. I need a different sauce. Oh, here we go. Way in the back here. We're going to see if this is better. This is called crema salvadoran. I think we used this for a dish once. It's sour cream. So let's go ahead and see how this is going to go. We're going to put some of this. This is also known as Dolce Gabbana cream. But pretty much any white cream should do the trick. Dazzlegat wants to know if they're croutons, shouldn't we dip it in ketchup? That's what I thought in the beginning. But that's if they're made out of potatoes. I don't think you can dip bread in ketchup. Angry Penguin says, is this tartar sauce? No, this is called Dolce Gabbana. Oh yeah, these are crunchy, Shirley's new. Caesar dressing sounds great, but Smasher Masher, but the problem is I don't have that. I think these are good, guys. They're not amazing. But I mean, look at that. If you ever want to make something look like French fries, if you're making a movie or something, but you don't have enough money for potatoes or to buy French fries, go through the process that I just went through and make some of these. This is actually a great alternative. It's like eating French fries, but instead of getting all the nutrients you get out of a potato, you're just eating enriched white flour. Okay? I'm going to do a little bit of my creme de fraiche along with our horseradish and see if that gives us a synergistic effect. Weird. Big Nesky says, I'm a vegetarian, so this is perfect. Yeah, this is pretty much vegan. Except the bread might have egg in it, I'm not sure. Wow, this one was chewy. All right. I think we did what we needed to do here. I'm going to sing the thank you song. Butt Smasher Masher says, does sourdough have egg? Computer, does sourdough have egg?
from thefeedfeed.com. This sourdough toast recipe works because it's simple, quick, and packed with flavor. The combination of creamy avocado, a perfectly fried egg, and a sprinkle of cheese makes it a delightful and nutritious breakfast. I love how easy it is to prepare, yet it feels indulgent and special.
Computer, stop. Once again, computer coming in with nonsense that does not help us even one little bit. Well, look, we made these today, and I gotta say, pretty good. Dendra Leone asks, computer feels love?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I didn't think so. All right. Let's go ahead and do the We Are the Champions song by Queen as the melody for our thank you song. I want to thank the users. I want to thank the moderators, the folks that run the Discord, the technical advisors, the general chimer inners, the big name streamers that have shared their audience with us since the beginning, as well as the tier 3 subscribers and anybody else that comes to mind. So this is a non-exclusive list. There's others that aren't being thanked that should be thanked, but it's what I have at the moment. To the tune of Freddie Mercury's awesome anthem and Queen's anthem, We Are the Champions. Fork and Dingo Bomb, Dom Beef Hot Bear 1110, Do Dingle Dog Goggle Dr. Flanges in Bacchus, Shane Yes Beelzebub, Mochi's Nirvana, it's Kate Kairosa, Bumble Vision, the LGX Chef Reactions, Husky Boyle, Bill Larkin Music, and the Toilet. I can never get that last part. D's Nuts Game Master Flash, Mimsy Coon and the Cat Food Taste Tester, the Cheer Next, Mochi's Nirvana, Red Hot Hibachi, Ransom GR, Essity Tis, Michelle Heffy, Dazzle Cat, Zodbane, Toke My Nuts, Saguaro, Burrito 555, Dinosaur, JV's Tech, Sickly Boy, Beelzebub, Hen Lips 1, Caitlin's Kitchen, Emery 225, Yarkazm, Nico Tazo, Michael Bublé 4422, Passion Error, Ocean 64, Midnight Faded, JSPX Fantasy Tis, Pool Boy 789. I'm sorry I'm messing up the chords, but I'm doing the best I can. And that's all we can ask of us here at Henry's Kitchen. Let's end with a shot of what was my croutons. Lacey T. Purple Donut filling his fruit, Tankard and Borsenfin, Zodiac Tone Gary Busey ASMR Lurk Bowl, Shandis Nova Galarian, Mr. Gooseberry VT, and don't forget Quanto. Thanks everybody for joining us here on Henry's Kitchen. It's a crazy world out there. I hope everybody's staying safe and being good to yourselves and being good to your neighbors and just doing the right thing. Angry Penguin says, your range is just incredible, Henry, like a young Mike Patton. Wow, thank you very much. I was a big fan of that band. Their name's escaping me now. Getting too old. Oh God. Computer, what band was Mike Patton from? They did
From
What Is It?
Wikipedia.org. Michael Allen Patton, born January 27, 1968, is an American singer,
We don't need
songwriter,
all that.
producer, and voice actor, best known as the lead vocalist of the rock band
Faith No More.
and Mr. Bungle.
Computer, stop. It got to me before. Faith No More and Mr. Bungle. I got it before she said it. I don't need computers. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us here on Henry's Kitchen. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you midweek, Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, and we'll do more of this kind of shit. But meantime, enjoy making your croutons. It's not bad. Thanks, everybody. And yeah, Saguaro U says stay warm out there. Yeah, there's some crazy weather going on out there. Stay warm and safe. Don't leave the house. And that doesn't just go for wintertime. That means all the time. Okay. I'll see everybody later. Thanks for joining us.